How's it going, guys? Zippy here from Zippy Does It. Alright, so on this episode, what we're going to do is I'm going to be building a DIY sump filter for a new fish tank. Well, new used, donated fish tank I got. That tank is going to be used to house the baby koi that I'm going to decide to keep. So I'm going to let those guys stay in a nice warm environment over the winter so that they can continue growing, so that by the time spring comes around they'll be big enough to put into the pond. So let's go into the garage and to the work area, and I will show you what we've got to work with and what we're gonna do. There's our buddies down there, and we're actually right on the verge of Hurricane Hillary hitting us. It's supposed to be here by tomorrow, but I'm all the way up in northern Nevada, so it's probably just going to be a bunch of rain here. But anyways, good times. So here we are in the garage, and this is a 75-gallon tank that I was able to pick up off of Facebook. The couple was very nice, and they gave it away for free. I guess they just couldn't keep it up anymore. So anyways, this tank was used for a saltwater tank, and then it went freshwater, and so it has been plumbed before. So we have two holes here for the overflow, and then a hole here for the return. So I did get brand new 1-inch bulkheads, as the older ones were, yeah, they were pretty bad. So I wanted to replace those with new ones. And then what I did is I cut out the doors because I'm going to do a DIY sump. And this is what I have for my sump. It's a 27-gallon container. So when you go to build a DIY sump, the best rule of thumb is you want about a 20-gallon sump per 100 gallons to make sure that you have enough room to hold all of your media, the water, any equipment, and whatever additional stuff. Plus you need a little bit of extra water, room for water if you have a power outage. So because the water will drain down into the sump and you don't want to overflow. And then I bought this storage container, storage bins. So I'm not going to use all 4 layers, but basically this is going to be my filter. So this will go into here. So the first layer is going to be my mechanical filtration. So I'll have some poly filler in here, and then I use this stainless steel mesh to catch the larger objects, larger waste, and then I can just take that out and rinse it off every day or every other day depending on how messy it gets. And then basically you just take and you drill a whole bunch of holes through here because you want to have your water raining down into the next tray. So my next tray probably will be the larger one. So that tray is going to be designed for kind of like a wet dry. So it'll rain, the water will rain down onto some ceramic media. And then I'll also drill a whole bunch of holes through there, which then it'll enter the bottom container, and I'll drill holes for the water to come out. But then I'm gonna allow the water to fill all the way up above. So this will have biological media in it. To house biological media underwater. And then this will give me enough room to put my pump, and I can also add my heater in there if I want, which I probably will. So that is going to be that. So I'm going to get to building this thing, and then the other stuff I picked up was a bunch of 1-inch 90s, a T, I got unions, some caps. This is going to be for the overflow. So I'll have the overflow so it flows down below. So show you this really quick. So remember, I'm going to remove one of these so it'll fit. So this will slide into here just like that, and then should be able to access the trays for cleaning them out or whatnot. So anyways, that is going to be the sump. When you are designing your sump, you want to make sure that, like I said, calculate the water overflow. So the best way to do that is take the volume of the tank water divided by the height of the tank, and then that'll give you about the amount of water that's going to drain out. So if you have a 100-gallon tank and it's 24 inches, divide by 100 by 24, and that answer will give you how many gallons is going to be that you'll need additional in your sump. And then, like, people ask, how much media do you need for your sump? The best rule of thumb is to put about, I would say, a minimum of 5 liters of media per 100 gallons. Should give you enough surface area for your biological filtration. And then let's see. Oh, other questions people ask is what size pump should I get for a sump? How much water do I need to return? So I would recommend that you wanna turn the sump over, or you want to turn that over about 6 times the volume of the system. So if you have a 100-gallon tank, you'll want to run a 600-gallon per hour pump. So that'll turn your system over about 6 times. And then your biological media, just use, you can use multiple different things. You can use ceramic media, pumice stone, lava rock. You can use those little plastic bio balls. You just want to use a media that's going to have plenty of surface area. People also use those little round scrubby sponges that you can get at the dollar store. So yeah, so basically, and then when you're designing your sump, you'll want to make it, I make mine so, like I explained, it has the mechanical filtration. So the water will be entering on top. It'll hit that mesh first. So the mesh is going to catch any of the larger fish waste particles, and then I can just easily rinse that off every day. And then it'll run through the next layer, which it'll hit the biological media, and so that'll do the filtration. And then you also have enough room left over in there that you could add chemical filtration if you want to run carbon or anything like that. So anyways, all right, so I'm gonna get to building this thing, and then I'll get back to you and show you some clips as I build this, and show you my progress. So we'll see you back zippy fast. All right, guys, so the first thing I did was I removed one of the layers of trays, because I only needed the 3. So these fit in here nicely so that I'll be able to take the sump and slide it right in, and then I'll be able to open the top tray to remove the sieve type mesh to clean that out. So if I ever need to clean out the media, then I would just use the pump, drain all the water out, so then I can once again slide it back out if I need to do some deep cleaning. So the next step I did was I took a small drill bit and I just drilled tons of holes in here. Small ones, you don't want big ones, because you want a pretty much an even flow of water raining down onto your media. So did that on the top tray, and then the second tray I did the same thing with small holes. This one I probably could have done the larger holes. It probably didn't matter, because now the next layer is going to be submerged. So this layer is my trickle filter, so the water is going to rain down onto the media. And the media I'm using is the ceramic Mountain House ceramic media. So this stuff is very porous, so I'll just put a whole bunch of this in here. It'll rain down on it, and that one will be acting as a trickle filter. And then the very bottom tray, I didn't drill any holes in here on the bottom, but I did drill larger holes on the side. That's because this whole section is going to be submerged underwater. So my water level is probably going to run about halfway, half the container. And then I'll have my pump in here and my heater. So then the pump will return back up and should be good to go. So next thing I'm going to do is hook up the plumbing. So I'll end up drilling 2 holes in here for my return, my overflow, and then then the pump I'll connect up and get the bulkheads put in, do the 1-inch piping, and I'll show you that when I get that done. All right, see you back. All right, how's it going, guys? So I got the plumbing all put together and actually filled this up with water so we can give it its initial test. So here's how the plumbing looks. Here's the overflow. So I just got the bulkheads in, and then I made the tubing. So this 2-tube style is called a Herbie drain. It gives you kind of an emergency tube just in case one clogs up. This one will act as an emergency so that you don't overflow your tank. And then you use this control valve here to control the flow of water. And then they come down here and then they just drain right into the top of the container, and then they go down through the filter media. And then I got my Jabeo pump in there, 4,000 liter per hour pump. So I'm going to run that at approximately 600 to 700 gallons per hour. And then that just comes up here. And then this is my return. So my return, I just took this pipe and I cut a bunch of holes in it. Got some holes at the front. So the reason why I did that was that'll give me some kind of like jet action to act also like as a power head. And plus it allows this to sit up above the water. So when I lose power, it'll stop the suction and stop so much water from draining back. So anyhow, let's fire this thing up and give this guy a water test. And let's see how it works. So I got the pump all plugged in. Just need to plug it into the outlet. There we go. All right, controller is on. So this is a DC pump, so it takes a second to fire up. So here we go. We got water coming through. That's a good sign. So we're going to fill up now to the overflow. So water is going to start going in there, and then it's going to flow down into the plumbing. So it's going to go down here, enter into the mechanical filtration side, into the next chamber, which is the wet dry area, and then down to the final chamber, and then back up through the pump, through here to the return. So I'll show you the return. So see right now it's creating a current that's going along the front of the tank, and then there's also a whole bunch of holes down at the bottom, so that's creating some down current. So that's how that's going. So I kind of chose to do that just so it's up higher too, so when there's a power outage. And let me correct finish my mathematical equation I was trying to explain earlier. So when the power goes out, water is going to want to get sucked back down through there into your sump. So to figure out how much water is going to drain from your display tank into the sump, you take the volume of your display tank, which this is 75 gallons. You divide it by the height in inches. So this is 20 inches. So So 75 divided by 20 is going to give you approximately 3 3/4, which that's gallons. So for every inch of water that drains, I'm going to get about 3 3/4 gallons of water into the sump. So this pipe is only about an inch off of the main water level. So when I lose power, I'm going to only backfill about 4 gallons of water down into the sump. So you just want to make sure your sump has enough room for when the backfill happens. So looks like everything's running pretty good. I don't see any water leaking out. I mean, the only places I got water leaking is where I'm gonna solvent weld. So you always want to test your plumbing before you solvent weld anything, just to make sure it's running all the, you know, properly, and all the pipes are the right cut and size and all that. So I'm pretty satisfied. So I'll now solvent weld all these pipes together. That's why I use unions, so that I can detach them so that it's easier for maintenance or whatnot. But I mean, once this thing is set up against the wall, I won't be touching these pipes. So yeah, so it looks like it's running good. So I'm gonna get these pipes solvent welded. I'm gonna drain this, move it inside to its final location, put the filter media inside the filter, and we'll get this thing fired up and running. And then after it runs for a couple days or so, we'll put some of the koi in here. So all right, well, I'll get back to you in the next clip when we got this thing up and running inside. See you back zippy fast. All right guys, so before I get this inside, I just wanted to do a quick update here. So I did solvent weld all of my plumbing, and did a final water test, final adjustments, just to make sure everything was running the way I liked it before I move it indoors. So just a reminder, when you're solvent welding, put some marks where you're gonna be for your pipes. This pipe, I didn't do my marking, and when the pipes get the wet weld, they tend to slide further up into the joints. So this ended up being too short, so I had to go out and buy a coupler to extend the pipe again to fix my mistake. So yeah, just put your marks on the pipe so you know exactly how far to push them into the joints, so they'll be exactly where you want them. So anyways, no leaks. I was getting leaks up here, but those are all solvent welded now, and as you can see, there's no water on the ground, so we are good to go. And then I did fix this up here to I just adjusted the way it was draining, just so it wasn't making too much loud gurgling noises. For the most part, this is pretty quiet. I can really only hear the water falling through here, but this will probably get quieter once I add the media in. The water won't be splashing as high, so we'll see. But all right, I think I'm good to take it indoors and get it set up. So see you back. All right guys, so here we are. We've got the tank set up. It's been running for about a week now. I got 4 kois in there, 2 platinums, and then 1 butterfly, maybe 2 butterflies. Fins are looking kind of long. But anyways, so the tank has been up and running for about a week. I've had no issues with it. It's pretty easy to clean it. So all I do is slide this tray out, take out the sieve, wash it off. I do that during feeding time. And it's pretty easy to maintain. So anyways, I hope you liked the video. So if you're setting up a new tank, instead of buying one of those expensive filters, build your own. I probably spent maybe $50 on this filter, like 20 bucks for the tub, 15 bucks for the baskets, and $10 in pipe. All you do is need a return pump. So yeah, it's pretty good, and you get way more media, biological media in these filters than you would in a traditional filter you buy at the store. So that makes your filter a lot more efficient. So there you go. If you have any questions on the build, please post them in the comments. So if you made it this far, this is Zippy Does It. Zippy out. See you guys later.